We're starting another fellowship group at Redeeming Life Church. How is anybody supposed to come to all this stuff? Well, that's a very good question. It's very reasonable. I'm Pastor Bryan Catherman, and this is Redeeming Life Q&A, where I do my best to answer the questions that you are asking. And this is the question: how do we do this? How does someone come to all this stuff? Well, I'm not expecting that someone comes to all this stuff. If we continue to reach our community, if God should show us favor and we grow, it's my hope that we have multiple services. And you're not expected to come to every service. It's my hope that we have fellowship groups every night of the week. Maybe even in the mornings at the church building and in restaurants and maybe meeting in break rooms. It's my hope that we have all sorts of stuff and that there's just too much for any one person to do, because we do this as a church, not as individuals. And so I'm not anticipating that people would come to everything. You know, there was a time when the church doors were open, people came. And so they did Sunday morning and Sunday night and Wednesday, and that was really about it. Well, I'm hoping we have something happening all the time. But I hope that multiple people are leading groups and multiple people are doing things. That allows us to have the saints doing the work of ministry. Oh, but how do I know? How do I keep up? What happens when there's men's ministry, women's ministry, youth, and all these things? We don't want you to be running around all over the place trying to keep up with everything. What I think would be best is if you commit yourself to giving 3 hours per week to these sorts of things. 1 hour to a worship service. And so if there's multiple worship services, 1 hour is plenty. Feed and feast on that. Give an hour to being a part of a fellowship group where you're studying the Bible and praying together and connecting with a small group of believers and living life together. And then commit to giving an hour in service to your faith family, whether it's broken up over the week. There's all kinds of stuff. We've got people working in the sound booth that could use help, and the worship team, and children's ministry, and maybe when springtime comes, tending to the flowers in the yard, and all sorts of things. So just 3 hours is a good rule of thumb. Now, if you want to do more, by all means, go to multiple services, go to fellowship groups, but certainly don't feel like you have to be at everything, and certainly don't burn yourself out because there are lots of things out there. We just want to be a church that has opportunities for people to do things even if their work schedule might not allow, or they might not be able to participate in certain things. So don't burn yourself out. Don't get flustered. You don't have to do everything, but do what would draw you close to Jesus so that you just love Him intently and just want to spend time with Him and His people. I hope this helps. If you have a question that you'd like to ask me, of course, by all means, just ask, reach out, post it in the comments, or you can text it to our church cell phone line, 385-368-6665. You can find more questions like this on our website under Q&A.